Purandar model can become a model for the rest of Maharashtra.
Why do we need Purandar Airport?
What is the volume of air traffic that is going to come towards this airport?
What about IT park in Purandar?
Why just IT for everything? Creating local jobs is extremely important because then you're not making them migrate to bigger cities.
कितने शेतकरी खुश होंगे कि मेरा एग्रीकल्चर लैंड एग्रीकल्चर ही रह गया, आईटी पार्क या फिर रेसिडेंशियल के लिए डेवलपमेंट में नहीं गया.
मला कष्ट घेत राहायला लागणार दादा. Train them how to take care of their finances after they sell the land. If you have 4 crores to play with, and what do you first do? You get a nice big Fortuner.
मुंशी पैटर्न मूवी में भी बताया हुआ है. वो
आता काय स्कॉर्पियो ने आता काय मागणं.
बाद में स्कॉर्पियो पे उपड़े चुका रहे. वो 300 एकड़ का अगर आईटी पार्क आता है तो 5000 एकड़ का उसको रेसिडेंशियल लगेगा. कि मुझे फोन करेंगे सलमान भाई, वहाँ पे जमीन खरीदना है. बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द राइट टाइम टू बाय इन पुरंदर? वाघोली में रहने वाला भी हिंदौड़ी फेज 3 में जाता है. So, are we repeating the same mistake, or will we repeat the same mistake in Purandar?
We will. If we don't.
How should we plan the roads to Purandar? सारे पुरंदर के रोड जो है वो घाट से जाते हैं. एक रोड के ऊपर उन्होंने 30 साल चलाया. हम लोग हमेशा कंफ्यूज होते हैं कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट में. वी थिंक कंस्ट्रक्शन इज डेवलपमेंट. पुरंदर वाले बोलेंगे कि बाहर वाले लोगों ने आके पुरंदर को खराब किया. तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? पुरंदर को लिवेबल कैसा बनाए?
Create gainful employment locally. And there's nothing wrong with the watchmen if they're paid well.
आपके पास पुणे में एक लेके जहाँ पे फैमिली जाके बैठ सकती है.
नहीं, बराबर नहीं है. Everything is dependent on farm. So then you'll have land grabbing happening.
Should Purandar get a special town? Siddharth, welcome again.
Thank you very much.
We had amazing discussion last time.
Yes.
2 एपिसोड में हमने किया था, लाइट गई थी.
बहुत मजा आया.
एक बार में कर नहीं पाए. We discussed two major things. One, Pune city development, town planning, urban planning, and the future of Pune town planning.
Yes.
I reached out to you again for Purandar. Purandar बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्कशन में आया है with the airport, now the IT park, and there is a lot of buzz around the entire Purandar IT park versus airport के लिए भी 90%, 95% consent.
Airport is the big thing.
Even the IT park is the big thing.
But airport, because now Pune will get its own airport. That's the big thing.
So Pune has its own airport. सिर्फ इतना है कि वो एयरफोर्स है. हाँ, एयरफोर्स है, छोटा है. एंड पुणे एयरपोर्ट जस्ट क्रॉस अराउंड 10 मिलियन पैसेंजर्स लास्ट ईयर. डबल डिजिट का ग्रोथ है. सो इमेजिन इफ वी हैड अ न्यू होल एयरपोर्ट प्लस आईटी पार्क इन पुरंदर. बट इज दिस ड्रीम रियलिस्टिक और आर वी रशिंग?
It shouldn't be a dream. It should be. It's necessary, and I'll break it down for you. So first of all, Pune's airport is a defense Air Force base. Airport, and it is a crucial, very important Air Force base. It is the Southern Command headquarters Air Force base. It has an entire squadron. It provides air cover for Mumbai and surrounding areas. So I think that is sacrosanct, and that should be kept in mind. And again, as planners, we are also sensitive to such things. We always have such things in our mind. Okay, what are crucial installations, military installations? They're important, and they should be respected as such. And so what is happening is that air traffic to Pune is coming through Logaon, through that Air Force base, which we call Pune Airport now. So there is a necessity to have a separate airport. It is completely necessary, especially when you consider that Pune is a metropolitan region in itself, and it's a metropolitan city. It is a proper metropolis. And so, now we have our metro system, no connection to Metropolis Metro, not like that. I'm saying we have our own subway, like mass transit system. And so it's important that we have our very own international airport. And I think the Purandar seems to be a good choice. Why? Because it's important to understand the geography of Maharashtra, and especially Pune district. And surrounding districts, that Pune is in that rain shadow region. So it's at the foothills of the Sahyadris on this side, not in Konkan, on the side of the Deccan Plateau. So Pune rests right at the foothills of the Sahyadris, and so it's mountainous on one side, and then as you go east, it flattens out. And so like this Purandar airport that they're talking about, which is I'm guessing near Saswad, will be on flatter land, on the flatter side of Pune. Not on the mountainous western side. And so I think that site selection seems to be decent where it comes to the flatness and accessibility. But I don't know how long does it take you to travel to Purandar every day from here. So to Saswad, I guess, not Purandar. So I guess it takes an hour and a half,
Should be.
right? So that's
With the
driving
minimum resources or roads we have today.
hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
And if you went to Panvel, where they're going
So
to have the new,
that is my question.
uh,
With the Navi Mumbai airport, amazing infrastructure, everything is ready towards that airport.
yeah,
I reach in 2.5 hours.
yeah.
Why do we need Purandar airport?
Okay, I'll tell you why. So this is what is happening, and I'm doing some research on this as well. CDSA, we are doing a lot of research on this. Traditionally, when we plan regions, not just cities. So people have got their blinkers on only on these small cities, right, or on big cities. So it's only cities. What I'm trying to say is the small concept of a city, but actually you are catering to an entire region with millions of people, and what starts happening is everything currently is centering on Navi Mumbai. All of Maharashtra is basically centering on that one city. This is dangerous because that is then your only infrastructure heavy zone in the country or in our state. So you want to spread that infrastructure across the board because you want to ensure that other regions of Maharashtra also get that kind of infrastructure. Like what you said, that it's set, it's a new airport, it's going to get all the infrastructure. But then what about the Desh? What about Deccan, that whole plateau? Are we going to have that infrastructure? Does Satara deserve infrastructure? Does Kolhapur deserve infrastructure? Okay, Pune also, we are right now, piggybacking on a military airbase.
From always.
So I mean, we need our own.
See, being into real estate,
Yeah,
for me, Pune airport, Purandar airport is a must.
correct.
बॉम्बे के बाद नवी मुंबई में अगर एयरपोर्ट आता है तो एवरी डेवलपमेंट इज हैपनिंग. सो इवन टुडे पुणे इज नोन एज एन एंसिलरी सिटी टू मुंबई.
Correct.
So for my development, for my city development, Pune region development, an international airport is needed. But अगर जब नवी मुंबई में बन गया है, फिर पुरंदर का मैंने 2-3 लोगों से पूछा, they could not give me a satisfactory answer.
No, but I'm going to give you a satisfactory. The first most important point is who is catering to Satara, who is catering to that whole region around like Saswad.
Baramati.
So Baramati. So do you have an international airport already in Baramati?
No.
Yeah. So then the point
Maybe
is,
Solapur also.
So the point is that say within maybe 150 kilometers, you should be having one international airport every 100. 150, but say it takes an hour and a half to get to an airport. So I guess that is the correct radius to have an international airport. The other thing is that, see, what is the amount of course, people are going to say, what is the volume of air traffic that is going to come towards this airport? So I think Purandar is strategically a good place. It is about an hour and a half from, or even less maybe, from Satara. Hour and a half from Pune. You want to go to Mahabaleshwar and stuff, you can actually...
Satara's Karad side has an airport, I guess.
Not a big international...
Not a big international
yeah,
airport.
so then these are problems. Now, Kolhapur has a small airport.
Same one, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the problem, that they are not like these huge, nice, jazzy... like, have you been to Mopa?
Not inside.
Go to Mopa. It's beautiful airport.
I have heard.
Yeah, so I really loved it. And now I've gone to Goa last year and this year, and we land in Mopa, and it's nice. And in fact, if I want to go to Sindhudurg, I can land in Mopa and go to Sindhudurg, which is southern Maharashtra. So you need that regional airport, and I feel that Purandar Airport will fit that bill. The other thing is that Pune is expanding as a city. One direction, which is the mountainous direction, which I mentioned before, you're going to get blocked. Your expansion is going to get blocked at one point because it's mountains. So it's going to cost you more to construct over there, to build roads, to save time because your roads are going to be winding, unless you start making holes in the mountains and building tunnels, which is started somewhat. But that is an expensive affair. So I think from that point of view as well, Purandar serves a very good solution. And I think it is, if you bring in, say, a good mass rapid transport that connects Pune to Saswad, I think there is already a railway line that is doing that. So you can have local trains also moving. You can have a stop at Purandar Airport. So you can just directly, say if you live in Vanas, in Kothurud or somewhere, you can take the metro from Vanas, get onto Pune station. From Pune station, get onto a train to Purandar, and then you're at the airport.
Local train to Purandar.
A local train. So these things are very possible, and I think these things are important to take into consideration. You can have, I mean, kharcha karna hai, so you can have a nice high speed, you can have a bloody bullet train which reaches Pune station in 15 minutes. Okay, so you can have that also. But the thing is that Purandar seems to be a good choice. But then the question is, how do we take care of Purandar's natural environment? Purandar is agrarian mainly.
Yes.
Not Purandar, I don't know why we're calling it Purandar only, it's like Saswad, that whole area. So that
because
is,
Purandar is a taluka,
so
and
that's
we
why.
are marketing. I mean, the entire government narrative is around Purandar Airport and Purandar IT Park.
Yeah. But it's mainly Saswad area. Let's call it that. So the thing is that you've got these orchards, you've got farms. I think there's also some animal husbandry also taking place over there. So this needs to be preserved. And so this is another important point, that around your cities, you need to preserve your agrarian lifestyle. Sadly, it's very unfashionable to be agrarian. But if you've noticed lately, most people in cities, middle class and upper middle class, all want to have their farmhouses, all want to have their farms, and all want to live outside the city. So maybe this is a reverse trend, which is an interesting trend, which should be studied according to me. What are the motivators and stuff like that. But the point is that your natural resources need to be protected. Purandar Airport provides a very a neat solution as a counter magnet airport to your other airports. It will service this entire PMR, Baramati, Solapur, Satara region. So I think it works. Maybe even people, Nagar, Aurangabad, even those people can use this airport as a stepping stone to get there. So if they want to go abroad, everybody doesn't have to go to Mumbai or to Panvel. They can just go on. They don't have to travel that far. And so that is a very important consideration. So you're also saving on fuel costs, you're saving on time. So there's a lot of advantage.
Even from Kolhapur or some part of Karnataka, they can come here. And
exactly. And they can make it a jazzier airport.
They should make a jazzier airport.
Yeah.
So understood for the airport, what about IT Park in Purandar?
Okay, so IT Park...
It is only in news. There's no GR yet. But काफी बात हो रही है उसके.
I think, as people from Maharashtra for the past 30 years are only profit-making concepts are IT parks. I mean, if I said I'm starting a zoo, nobody is going to get it. I mean, I won't say start a zoo.
There's some gentleman who did 3,400 acre zoo.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, okay, it's a zoo nahi. Zoo is a wrong example. No, say if I said MIDC shuru karo.
There are MIDCs, around 5-6 MIDCs.
So then what's wrong with an MIDC? Okay, and IT.
So there is an MIDC in Pune.
There is, I know, that's what I'm saying. So it's already there. So what's with an IT park? Why do you need? So it's a selling point, na, IT park. We already have an MIDC. You can have a SEZ, a separate type of SEZ. So my argument is actually why just IT for everything. You might be even saturating the business. Okay, you want to create IT. Are the local people IT ready? Like, are you going to create jobs for the local people in Purandar? So I think from that point of view, maybe you can have agro-based industries. You can have manufacturing industries. There are many other activities that can take place. It need not only be IT. Of course, we can have IT. Like I myself have created an app for urban planning and stuff like that. So I'm very pro information technology. But what I feel is that there are so many other choices. Like at CDSA right now, what we are working on, and I mentioned this before also, we are working on counter magnets, but we are also working on what local economies. How can we make local economies flourish? Right? If you've got now, you mentioned before we started this, that they have figs, like fig orchards in the district. So then why can't we make fig-based, agro-based, some value-added industries like you can have fig jam and you can have the
Saswad GI-tagged fig jam.
Yeah, Saswad GI-tagged fig jam. So now they're doing this in France, they're doing this in England, they're doing this all over where we say that, हाँ मुझे holiday को जाना है और वो देखना है. Okay, and we are very impressed by the whole thing. So why can't we dream the same way? Why can't we think that's a better dream to have, according to me? See, I think so. Instead of, have an IT hub, okay, but then you can have. That's just one activity. Why are we not encouraging other activities? The people of Purandar will be grateful. They will have various other, job opportunities. So I think that local jobs is extremely important, creating local jobs, because then you're not making them migrate to bigger cities. This is another issue which we mentioned in our previous interview also. So we are turning into, like, there's a lot of slums coming into cities. So it's turning into like a Gardistan, okay, instead of Hindustan. Okay, I had to say this now on camera. No, but this is a big issue. So you have people living in Purandar, in villages, in Saswad, in small towns.
So talking about Purandar and Purandar people, Purandar has around 1250-80 square kilometers area with around 2 lakh का population. And you said कि गर्दी होगी. So in Pune we are talking about कि बाहर वाले लोगों ने आके पुणे को खराब किया. 15-20 साल के बाद पुरंदर वाले बोलेंगे कि बाहर वाले लोगों ने आके पुरंदर को खराब किया.
Possible.
हाँ, तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
So I think like Purandar, you have other places. You have Satara, you have Kolhapur, you have Solapur, you have Sangli Miras. You have these centers all over Maharashtra. I feel that more industry should be brought there. More infrastructure should be given in those areas. What happens is, traditionally in India, we say that paise nahi hai, and so we can't put infrastructure. I think there is enough money to give rudimentary infrastructure. All these places already have internet. They already have telecommunications. They already have decent roads. So I think it won't be that hard. I think there needs to be a very concerted regional planning shibir. And people need to get really involved and very seriously involved in this regional planning aspect. And I think they need to start developing local places. What's happening is, in India, we are completely forgetting all the beautiful villages, old towns, stuff like that. We are leaving them. We are coming to the big cities. The big cities are getting overcrowded, and these places are being completely forgotten. And in fact, many of them are even dying out. Like, there are villages that die out. Many people don't imagine this, but when everybody leaves the village, it becomes like a ghost town. And there's nobody there except for old people. So these are also real problems.
Kokan, many villages I have seen where there are only women, old people and children.
Yes, and so these are big problems. So why? Because people are going for gainful employment to Mumbai, okay, or to Pune. So
or abroad.
So create gainful employment locally. Why is this stuff, and why do we not want this? So I think this is a very important policy input. And I think Purandar can lead the way. So I think we should have this. So yes, you're right. You're saying that, okay, what if everybody bahar ke log Purandar mein aayenge? But if you actually plan out Purandar as a, as a region, and you have housing, and you preserve the rivers, and you preserve all those, like natural resources, you can have a very beautiful Purandar, right? Very jazzy, and where, even the land values will have shot because there's an airport nearby. It becomes its own self-sustaining region, which is, I think, an amazing dream that elected representatives of Purandar should have.
Very good. So, talking about the development, all routes to Purandar go through ghats. Dive Ghat, Bhavdev Ghat, there's one more ghat ahead. I am not remembering the name. How should we plan the roads to Purandar, which don't choke? See, क्या हो गया है, पुरंदर आईटी पार्क को अनाउंस किया ये बोल के कि हिंदौड़ी बहुत ज़्यादा क्राउडेड हो गया है, बहुत ज़्यादा लोड आ रहा है, एक दूसरा आईटी पार्क होना चाहिए, इन्होंने पुरंदर आईटी पार्क किया.
करेक्ट, समझ में आया.
हिंदौड़ी आईटी पार्क वाज प्लान्ड इन 1990, mid-90s अराउंड. एक रोड के ऊपर उन्होंने 30 साल चलाया. उसको फिर मतलब पिछले 10 साल से हम लोग बॉटल नेक बोलते जा रहे हैं, उसके ऊपर कुछ काम नहीं हुआ है.
उसके पहले से भी
मतलब 10 साल से तो एविडेंट है कि हर कोई बोल रहा है वो बॉटल नेक है.
आई मीन दे वर नॉट इमेजिनेटिव ना.
पुरंदर में अगर आईटी पार्क आएगा, विच इज अ सोल्यूशन और एन आंसर टू हिंदौड़ी आईटी पार्क, सारे पुरंदर के रोड जो है वो घाट से जाते हैं. अब बापदेव घाट 30 फुटी रोड है, वो हो के 60 फुट होगा. वहां पे मुझे नहीं लगता टनल भी डाल सकते हैं. तो हाउ डू वी प्लान दैट?
No, so I think that's what I'm saying, that, okay, first of all, you don't need a IT park, meaning it does not need to be one area. Okay.
I am with you.
It can be multiple parts of Purandar.
Yes.
Where you have small areas that are zoned as IT.
They have zoned around 1,500 acres for IT park in Purandar.
Which is fine, but then are those in one place?
Two villages. One place, two villages.
So then you're centering everything.
Yes.
It seems we have some fascination with centering everything. Decentralize it. Have smaller. You're having 1,000 acres. Now have 100 acres ka IT parks.
10 different locations.
Yeah, and the place, what happens is the wealth also spreads in those locations.
Correct.
Right? Because then people will come to stay in those various 10 different locations instead of just centering in one place. Your traffic will also spread to 10 different locations. And those people, those local people will get a lot of good, like they'll get a higher value for their land. They'll get more exposure to education. There are so many things that can happen if you spread it. So now I am becoming a major proponent of spreading development, not centering development. We are going through, at one time this could have been a good paradigm and school of thought to follow ki ek jagah pe you center, like I'm saying, Mumbai, always centered, Delhi, centered. When we were kids, it was Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Madras. Correct. Now, Bombay.
It was Bombay then.
And Kolkata. Now it is Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. Okay. But now we've added these others. So that's good. We've added 4 or 5 more.
4 more.
Hyderabad hai, Bangalore hai, Pune hai.
I'm forgetting.
Ahmedabad hai.
Ahmedabad, Surat.
And Surat hai. So they are focusing on that. So I'm saying go even hyper region. Go further down, like Purandar. So I think this is a great idea. Like this has a great potential. It can become a big mess if not handled carefully. And for that, you need people who are economists, who are sociologists, who are planners, who are experts in agriculture, who are geographers, who are geologists. You need a team. You need an expert team, right? And you need 6 months to make this plan happen. In the sense, to make the plan, right? To do the surveys, to come up with a nice, concerted, beautiful plan. I think, there need to be surveys on which agricultural produce. So we have something known as cropping patterns. So which produce, what are the local crops that you get? How can they be converted to some industrial output? How can they be transported, stored, treated, processed further? And then you can also have local small industrial hubs. So I think then Purandar can become a very self-sustaining and beautiful place.
What about the roads?
So now coming to the roads. So we have road.
Like you said, कि 1500 acre का अगर IT park आता है, तो with my understanding 5,000 acre का उसको residential लगेगा.
कम से कम. Right.
So if you divide that, I am with you. If you divide that, even the residential is divided, and it can be beautiful.
And your traffic can be spread.
करेक्ट
राइट.
नहीं तो क्या होगा, आज NIBM में रहने वाला भी इंदौड़ी फेज 3 में TCS में जाता है, वागोली में रहने वाला भी इंदौड़ी फेज 3 में जाता है. तो आर वी रिपीटिंग द सेम मिस्टेक, और विल वी रिपीट द सेम मिस्टेक इन पुरंदर?
We will, right? If we don't decentralize. Name of the game is decentralized development. Don't center it on, because then only those people will become rich, that area ke people. Okay, I'll tell you what starts happening. This is also undemocratic. It is, if you don't centralize, you give more opportunities for a lot more people, geographically also. So I think it is very important to make the rule, and the name of the game is decentralized, right? Even your power gets decentralized, so not one person becomes too powerful,
or one
area becomes very powerful.
Region.
And also the impact of urbanization also lessens on that area. So land is also not exploited as much. You can preserve more agricultural land then, because you're using very small amounts of land for your residential and industrial uses. If you use just for one place, if you use 1,500 acres and then 5,000 acres for the residential, then you need commercial also. So you are talking about 4 or 5 villages gone agriculturally. So that means fertile land, which can never become fertile again, is gone. Okay, and we have a huge population that needs to be fed. It is, people don't realize, like we say, thembe thembe tade satse, every small piece of land has to be taken care of. And especially the highest fertility pieces of land have to be protected as if you're protecting as if it's a national park or something, or a national monument. Because those are the places that will give you highest agricultural productivity, and in turn food, in turn raw materials. People forget a lot. Everything is through this. I mean, this is coming through petroleum, but this is coming through farms. This is coming through farms. The food we eat comes through farms. We are all raw materials come from there. We in cities forget this. Okay, this that you're holding is again farm. It's paper, okay, which is produced through some agro-based process. So everything is dependent on farm. So protecting your farms, do you know, like there are rules, na? Like you have to be a shetkari to buy land, which is agricultural. It's a good rule because, or a foreigner cannot buy agricultural land in India. It's a good rule. It's to protect that agricultural land. Why? Because it is so crucial for our well-being and development. So in the same way, if you decentralize,
how many शेतकरी will be happy? कितने शेतकरी खुश होंगे कि मेरा एग्रीकल्चर लैंड एग्रीकल्चर ही रह गया, आईटी पार्क या फिर रेसिडेंशियल के लिए डेवलपमेंट में नहीं गया?
Very good question. Most शेतकरी will be pissed off if it stays agriculture. Okay. Why will they be pissed off? कारण मला कष्ट घेत राहायला लागणार दादा.
Yes.
Okay. आणि मला माझी जमीन विकता नाही येणार. हा, आणि लाखो रुपये कमवता नाही येणार, पण करोडो रुपये पण ते एकदाच कमवता तुम्ही. You only earn that once and then you're done. So I in fact say you should also have financial consultants who train them how to take care of their finances after they sell the land. Okay, because they will buy, we know what.
So this is a different angle.
Yeah.
इसके ऊपर थोड़ा डिटेल बता.
No, because you start getting a gunta mantri. Okay, which I mean it's a now well known term, especially in the Pune region. So what happens is you have limited land. Okay, so say you have 10 acres of land.
Okay.
10 acres of land, 10 acres of land is worth say 1 crore rupees. More now.
More.
Okay, it'll be more like 2 crore rupees. 20 lakhs per acre or something.
Where are you?
Okay, further, it'll be worth 5 crore rupees.
At least.
Okay, so now if you've got 10 acres of land which is worth 5 crores, you are म्हणजे like you are mouth watering amount. So what you do is you sell the land. You're very happy. Part of the land goes into JV, everything, you do big words, everything. You suddenly get 5 crores deposited into your bank account. You pay the tax, which is low, but you pay the tax. Say you have 4 crores to play with. Now, if you have 4 crores to play with, and what do you first do? You get a nice big Fortuner. Okay, then you start spending on other things. You don't even know how to control that spend, right? And maybe you'll buy a flat somewhere or something. But in general, you will be throwing that money around. मुलाचं लग्न आहे, मुलीचं लग्न आहे, हे आहे, ते आहे, मला पैसे दाखवाय, गावाला पैसे पाठवायचे. So you start spending all that.
I'll give you one story.
Yeah.
I have seen many people, one particular family, पूरे family में, entire life, nobody did anything. They had 27 acres land in Kharadi.
Yeah.
बस हर 2-3 साल में 2 एकड़ 3 एकड़ बेचा है, and they have spent their life.
And now it's the over?
Khatam.
Yeah. So great. The future generation can now finally start working. So this is a problem, na? So they should have invested that money somewhere. So you can have money in mutual funds, you can have money in bonds, FDs.
My point is,
property.
Financial consultant, should this be a government initiative? या कैसा होना चाहिए?
I don't know. I mean, the government could say that if you are willing to sell this agricultural land, which is going to be converted to NA or it's going to be converted to some other use, you have to, like, as if it's compulsion, you have to have a financial consultant on your team. Okay. And you have to save 50% of that money in some kind. You have to invest it, and we will save the tax. We will bring down your taxation.
Them.
So you incentivize it that way, where people actually get into
there are
the practice.
Investment bonds or something.
Something like that you have to get them into. See, normally I don't have the opportunity because I am not fully educated about this. If I'm a farmer. And so then I get a lot of money. Suddenly, it's like a little child in a candy store. And I'm going crazy with all this money. And I'm getting unnecessary respect from my neighbors. So there are so many, issues that people can go through. So the best thing is that you make it compulsory that, bhai, we will save your taxes. Like the government can say that. You invest in a government bond. Something like that. And I think that will help them save their money, protect their family for the future. And, फिर खानदान का नाम भी रोशन हो जाएगा.
बिल्कुल
So I think it's important to have a financial consultant.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल इन्होंने बुल्शी पैटर्न मूवी में भी बताया हुआ है वो मतलब वे स्पीकिंग ऑफ फॉर्च्यूनर टुडे उस जमाने में स्कॉर्पियो चलता था बाद में स्कॉर्पियो पे कपड़े सुखा रहे वो उपड़े रहते हैं
वही
वो
हुआ।
लगा रहे हैं वो दिखाया उन्होंने
नहीं और मैंने भी सुना है लोग अब पान टपरी में काम कर रहे हैं पहले फॉर्च्यूनर थी अब पान टपरी पे काम करता है सो दीज आर प्रॉब्लम्स
यस अगेन बैक टू रोड्स
okay so what happens is once you decentralize
हाँ स्पेशली द घाट्स
so then you can spread those roads around then you don't need such big roads but you can have big roads it's fine
you should have big roads
but
because you are planning a region for
properly
like 50
planned
years
roads see I have another problem even our highways the exits are not proper have you seen in like any foreign country I mean I'm talking about even Sri Lanka okay they have these beautiful exits okay it's not like that okay like over here they'll have a on ramp off ramp right on the highway okay so what is a on ramp you got a whole highway and side say okay left side and you have this on ramp coming up and then you just suddenly come onto the highway and then there's this off ramp which is like suddenly goes off but normally in most civilized countries like Sri Lanka I'm telling you we saw this in Sri Lanka we went crazy they have these beautiful exits and stuff like that right and they have the signboard saying this exit goes to this town, this village, the whole list. So you know where you can go and stuff like that, right? So these kind of systems should be coming in more. So I think, I mean, that whole region can become very beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, with these amazing wide highways, with the right exits, with rest stops along the way. You know, I'm suddenly dreaming a lot about Purandar, but the thing is,
even I am visualizing.
Yeah, it is like wow. Okay, and then you're moving through orchards because we protected the orchards.
Yes.
And we also protected the natural features.
I
everything is very pretty. And
I can see minimum road size of 12 meters.
Beautiful. And then you have the service road which is properly being used. Okay, and you have these nice townhouses. You don't need to go 6 stories, 12 stories. You can have these beautiful suburban-like houses. Pune people will invest in that area.
100%.
Right? And why not? You will have a beautiful farmhouse, you have a driveway, parking lot. I mean, wow. And you can go to the local market because agriculture has been protected. So you can go to the village market and buy your sabzi from there. So you can have this kind of a visualization. And so that's what I'm saying. So then you can plan out. I mean, we don't have a map to show anybody. But you can do like proper road planning. There are existing roads, by the way.
But they are RP and ZP roads.
No. So those can be improved on. Okay, because they're existing roads, right? You can have the proper flyovers, not crazy flyover.
So should they or should we continue with the same road because the population is there around that road?
Okay, so you need bypasses for every town.
Which governing body will come here? Let's start from.
You'll have MORTH. You will have Ministry for Roads and Transport.
No. The governing body would be PMRDA or
Governing body for this whole thing.
Whole region.
So if I don't think all of, I don't think the whole district. I mean, taluka is.
So I think some
parts of it are in PMRDA, parts of it are not.
So part of Baramati also they have included in Purandar now. I think so. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, so I think you'll need a special purpose vehicle. Okay. So SPV. You can have Purandar Development Authority or whatever.
Or should Purandar get a special town?
They should have a special development authority of their own because it's hyper-local and it's not dependent on what people in PMRD are thinking. People in PMRD are not living in Purandar, so they don't know what's going on in Purandar and what Purandar needs. So I feel that you should have your own local SPVs run by local people, because they are, the owners of that area. And yeah, so then you can have that local body.
So because when you say कि आधा अगर पुरंदर PMRD में आएगा और आधा किसी और गवर्निंग बॉडी में,
no, so for this you have to have that.
आज जो हो रहा है बिल्डिंग परमिशन PMRD दे रहा है और सर्विसेज PMC को देने बोल रहा है और PMC बोल रहा है कि हमने बिल्डिंग परमिशन नहीं दिया था, आज हम पानी नहीं दे सकते.
वही प्रॉब्लम निकालना हो तो पुरंदर is already, there is a boundary already. That's a whole different topic, my friend. The constituencies and the boundaries, and you know that what's it called? Bhusari is actually in Baramati. Bhusari is not in Baramati, but as a constituency, it's part of Baramati. Right. So in that, so I'm saying ki as a planning constituency, make it its own. It's already got a boundary. So use the existing boundary. Don't take any extra effort. Use the existing boundary and just make that as the Purandar Development Authority, and you can have everything under that. And anyway, there are interdepartmental issues, and you'll have irrigation department. You'll have so many departments that will be part of this that are across Maharashtra, like state level departments. So you will need that coordination and cooperation anyway. But you can have a Purandar Development Authority, and I think it will be great. I think the people of Purandar will be happy.
So by the
way, and I forgot to mention that roads and highways, every village, every town should have a bypass. Please don't put them through that village and town. If they have a bypass and an exit for that village and town, the village is not touched by the roads and by the traffic and the noise and the pollution and the danger of their children going onto some major highway and stuff like that, or their animals or their dogs, whatever, going onto a highway and dying. Okay.
So if you have to plan the location, Purandar, for next 50 years or 100 years, कितने का horizon लेकर चलना चाहिए?
20 साल.
That's it. 20 साल में तो
20 साल से शुरू करो. 20 साल से शुरू करो. You have a 100-year horizon.
Okay.
So you have a perspective of 100 years.
Yes. Yes.
And you have annual plans for the next 20 years.
Correct. So with IT park and airport coming in, it is not just buildings. It is about schools, hospitals, shops, housing. How to make Purandar को livable कैसा बनाए? Not only workable but livable.
So it's already livable. Okay, now we are adding a new or mirch masala we are adding by bringing in an airport, IT hub, or hopefully industrial hubs and stuff like that. So if we are bringing all of these things in, you follow certain, there are...
Jejuri has an MIDC.
They've already got MIDCs. Enhance those MIDCs, ensure that the roads, ensure everything is properly taken care of. In what sense? That it is planned properly, then it is managed properly, then it is monitored properly, and then there is an iterative loop where it is improved properly. So if you have these 4 pillars, what I call them pillars of development, okay, you can actually take care of that place very well, and you have people who are proud of that place. So you have local people in charge of doing this, okay, who come under some IAS officer or something. But ensure that the people who are actually doing these activities, planning, management, monitoring and improvement, they should be local because they have a ownership over that place. So they love that place, even if they're
going sense of belonging.
Yeah, even if they're going to make extra money or whatever, you know what I mean. But they'll still love the place and they'll try to ensure that the place remains beautiful.
People will comment what you mean.
Let them come. They know, I know. And you know.
Yes. You said about the density also. So
keep the density low.
How low?
Keep it really low. I mean, we have a definition for urban. We are saying 400 people per hectare. Okay.
Do we even need 400 people per hectare?
No. And we've got agricultural land, so density will be low anyway. Right? But I'm not talking about this very Corbusian vision of a one tall building going up and everything else is like farmland or something. No, I'm saying have farmland and you have existing villages, go by that, use certain development control rules that preserve the architectural heritage of that district, or I mean any district I'm saying, but in this case say Purandar Taluka, and you can have the slanting roofs. So you can have this Dakhan architecture.
Slanting roofs are majorly for locations like Konkan or
but they have but even this is rain shadow kind of place, so they will have slanting roofs. If they have flat roofs, okay, preserve that. Follow that theme. The audience can have a look at Bhutan. Bhutan follows that theme.
My major concern is that till 2005, 2005-8 tak, entire Mohammadwadi Undri area was water-scarce zone.
Yeah.
So the FSI was only 0.33%.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was till 2003 or 2005.
Because it is water scarce. There is a reason. There's a reason for it.
And even Purandar is water scarce.
So keep it
the average rainfall is around 490 something.
Pune is around 750, 780.
Almost half of it.
Yeah.
कैसा करेंगे?
That's the thing. It's half. It's a water scarce zone. So you take care of that. So you keep the FSI low, you keep the density low. I'm telling you, give a mass rapid transport. I think there is already a line that connects Pune to railway line that connects Pune to Saswad and stuff. If there is already not one, maybe make it, but have a nice mass rapid transport line that connects this area to Pune city. Beautiful. I mean, people can go super speed. Okay, you can reach Purandar in 40 minutes or something like that. Okay, we keep saying Purandar. Wherever the location of the airport is. If you can reach
Or
that
the IT
location,
park.
you can reach it in 30 to 40 minutes. It's amazing from the city. Right? And then you have no business of even more traffic coming in. People will use that, go to the office there if you have an IT park or something. Or the local people will get jobs. So another very important thing is having vocational education. Whatever you are zoning over there, industry, IT park, whatever, have a vocational now. Like start training the youth now so that they can get jobs locally in those areas, in those IT parks or in those special economic zones now. So these are other considerations that are important, but I'm jumping around. The idea is that have a mass rapid transport system that gets you there, injects people straight into the heart of the place, and then you can have your highways as your support infrastructure. Make sure you have very high high speed internet lines and stuff like that, and make 0.33 sounds like a good number. Make it 0.5, chal. Give some more buildability. And you anyway have no development zones. NDZ. So forests are normally NDZ. So you can create NDZs and protect all the natural features of that area so that it remains beautiful to look at. So that encourages more tourism. And you have a nice place.
There are around 5 to 6 lakes around Purandar.
Exactly. Now, are they dirty or they clean? I don't know.
Even I am not sure. I know 1 or 2 of them.
No, but they can check. I see they
and
have
the water streams and everything.
See, the government of Maharashtra, like the government of India, there was something known as the government of India did something called Namami Gange. Okay, to protect the rivers and stuff like that. They have done a Namami Chandrabhaga. Okay, which is the Bhima basin and stuff like that. So they can have a Namami, whatever, like the local rivers and stuff like that. Protect them. Okay, local lakes, protect them, clean them up. See, you need infrastructure to clean also. You need people and you need education to change behaviors. Throwing kachra here and there, and what has happened with villages in India, I'm saying across India, we have a plastic problem. I think the government has taken some good steps. They've banned plastic in some situations, stuff like that. But all our villages, the main kachra that happens is because of plastics, and people don't know how to deal with plastics. So if you have a good solid waste management protocol system within the village, I think our villages need to modernize very fast. Okay, the vision we have of a villager, which is like a ashikshit shetat kaam karnara manus, has to change. Okay, these are human beings. They have to be properly educated. Tanna, as we say in Marathi, durlaksha karu naga. What we are doing is we are ignoring them. We should stop ignoring them. We should train them, educate them as modern people. Okay, people, they should be future ready, as we say. Okay, and so then they are ready to, they know how to deal with the solid waste, how to deal with technology, how to adapt technology to grow locally, and to be vibrant. Okay, entrepreneurship is extremely important. You need people to create jobs. You don't only need people to do jobs. There should be people who create those jobs so people can get them. So those are also important aspects that are important.
So you talked about infrastructure and tourism. So I think tourism can be the base of everything for the development to start. हम लोग हमेशा confuse होते हैं construction and development में. So we think construction is development. And कब आएगा, कब होगा, कब देखेंगे. But I think tourism can be the base of it. We can start development of the region with tourism. There is Prati Balaji Temple, there is Saswad fig, agriculture tourism हो सकता है, आपका religious tourism हो सकता है. There is a fort. There are 5 to 6 lakes. Somebody from Kolhapur told me, आमच्याकडे पुण्यापेक्षा जास्त पर्यटक आहेत. तुम्ही रंकाळा गेलाय का? आपके पास पुणे में एक लेक है जहाँ पे फॅमिली जाके बैठ सकती है.
नाही, बराबर नाही है.
आय कुड नॉट आन्सर. कुठे जाऊ? पाषाणला जाऊ कातराज लेकला जाओ. He said that to me.
No, so I agree with you. Tourism can be one tool. And I think you made a great point about development and construction. I think construction is part of the process of development. Construction does not mean development. We all have seen ugly constructed buildings that are not currently even being used. Okay, either because they were illegally created or they didn't get permission, or because the person who built them ran out of money and can't use them anymore. So we have seen that. So construction does not mean development necessarily. Development is a process. Development means the release of the potential of a place. I'll explain it quickly.
Please.
It's a French word. So when you get a letter at home in the post, you get it in a envelope. What does it mean? Envelope. Envelope. To close. He was enveloped by smoke. Okay, so he was enclosed. So develop is the ulta of that. Develop is
Envelope and
develop.
Okay.
Is to release, is to open up. So the idea of that word is to release the potential of a place. So that does not have to be construction. That's what I'm also trying to say. It can be tourism. It can be nature walks. It can be agriculture. It can be agro-based industry. It can be so many things. You know, it is our, we are right now thinking about making maker spaces in villages. Okay, where villagers can be trained in your basic lathe machine, carpentry, etc., whoever wants to be, and then they become ready for being hired or going into industries and stuff like that. I think our industrialists can also, like, we have not mentioned this for this Purandar thing, but if you have all these MIDCs, that means you have industries involved. Those industries can contribute to develop Purandar. So that is another way also. So it can be tourism, but it can also be industries investing locally to actually develop the place further. So one more thing that can happen is this Purandar model can become a model for the rest of Maharashtra. You don't need to have an airport in every taluka or district, but the idea is that it can be a model that is replicated. So if we get our principles right, if we get our protocols right, if we get our rules right, we can say, okay, this is something that can be scaled and replicated. It can be called the Purandar model.
The Purandar model.
Yeah. And it can then across the entire state, we can replicate it, God knows, even across the country, if it becomes impressive enough, where we are doing climate sensitive planning, where natural features are protected, our heritage, like forts, everything is protected, where you're bringing in agro-based industry, where you're creating jobs for the local people, where you're bringing in roads, high-speed networks, high-speed telecommunications. It becomes an amazing blueprint. And I think that's what Purandar can be.
इतना पिक्चर परफेक्ट आपने पेंट किया, इमेजिनेशन कराया, मुझे भी विजुअलाइजेशन हुआ, काफ़ी लोगों को इमेजिनेशन हुआ रहेगा. ऐसा हो सकता है कि लोगों ने उसको विजुअलाइज करके मुझे फ़ोन करेंगे, सलमान भाई वहाँ पे ज़मीन खरीदना है. बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज़ द राइट टाइम टू बाय इन पुरंदर?
Okay, it starts with, first of all, right time to buy. If you're buying as कि मेरे को, I want to live in this dream, like not dream, but I want to live in such a situation. This will take at least 20 years to happen. So before that, they'll have to make a plan. The plan might happen in maybe 1 year.
They who?
The authority.
Authority.
Right.
Okay.
And so nobody's going to listen to me if I say कि do a special purpose vehicle. ऐसे नहीं कि वो बनाएंगे.
But हम लोग कम से कम सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, तो हम like
you said कि in government planners are not planners, they are civil engineers mostly.
Yeah.
So what is a planner का suggestion?
No, that's why as a planner पहले ही मैंने इस इंटरव्यू में बताया कि you need economists, ये वो सब, they need to bring them together. Civil engineers are also very necessary, much needed. Architects, urban designers, so many people. So either way, but what will happen is, now say that do not make a move until if you want to buy farmland and stuff, that's your business.
See, I will tell you, लोग ज़्यादातर यही फोन करेंगे कि वहाँ
इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए
लैंड खरीद के रख सकते हैं.
then wait for a plan.
आज 20 लाख रुपए की लैंड 10 साल में 2 करोड़ रुपए की हो जाएगी.
नहीं, so wait for a plan. Wait for not a draft plan. Wait for
so उसका थोड़ा डिफरेंस बता देना.
So a draft plan it's just a draft. It's not a final plan. A plan is finalized only after it is voted on by the assembly, the local assembly. And then, once it's voted on, if there is a majority that says yes, हमें ये plan मंजूर है, then it is made into law, and that's when it becomes the final plan. Until then, it's a draft, and draft means it is open for review and open for change and open for being
Cancelled.
finished. Okay.
जैसे अभी पीएमआरडी का ड्राफ्ट पूना में
जैसे
cancel हुआ.
अभी पीएमआरडीए का ड्राफ्ट रद्द झाला. Okay, so the thing is that if you are a risky player and you're ready to like put in money with the hope that they make a plan like that, go for it. But you have a chance of losing that money, or you'll have a piece of land at the end of the day.
Not necessary.
But
That
if
piece
you're
of land can go under road.
it can do anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
I was
हाँ, उसका DDR मिल जाएगा, वो अलग बात है.
exactly. So, but the best policy is you wait for a plan to pass, and once you get a passed plan, then you can jump in. The value will have increased a bit, so you'll have to pay a bit of a premium because now there is a plan, and
You are paying for the certainty.
yes, you're paying for the certainty. And yeah, so then
And if you buy today, your risk is higher. Risk reward का जो
the reward
ratio
will
है.
also go high. Okay, and so wait for a final plan. Don't go on what people are saying. Don't go on what people have. उसने मेरे को बोला है ये होने वाला है. Don't go on that. Wait for a document.
And which means उसने कोई भी हो सकता है. आपका real estate broker हो सकता है, developer हो सकता है,
अपना-
या local politician हो सकता है.
नहीं तो आपका अंकल हो सकता है.
हाँ.
Okay, कोई भी हो सकता है. Until you have a piece of paper in hand that says ये plan है, don't trust anything. Because otherwise you are going to end up blaming them, and they might have said at a party कि ये होने वाला है 100%, and nothing happens. So don't go by that. Everybody knows one of my friends told me, and I'll add now कि politics. So one of my friends told me that in India, everybody is an expert on cricket, Bollywood, and politics. So everybody is now also an expert on
Real estate.
real estate. So don't go by that, right? So just wait for some sanction plan to come
Certainty of land use.
Yeah. And then of course you have to do your due diligence anyway with all your fair and all of that anyway.
That is the legal part of it.
Yeah. So that you have to do anyway. But if you are doing it for this Purandar new region stuff, wait for a plan to come out.
One more thing, I missed asking you is that Purandar is also known for Saswad fig. Our Piyush Goyal, Mr. Piyush Goyal also said that Purandar Saswad ka fig Europe में, Germany में export हो रहा है, which is a nation pride thing. So there is also I did a podcast with Ganesh Ingmire. Somebody had commented me कि पुरंदर के लोगों को वहाँ पे फिग कल्टीवेशन करने दो, जिसको एयरपोर्ट चाहिए वो अपनी ज़मीन, ऑफिस, घर एयरपोर्ट के लिए दे दो. तो मैंने वो बोला भी, अगर आप एक नॉर्मल आदमी को बोलोगे कि एयरपोर्ट चाहिए या अंजीर चाहिए, तो मैं बोलूँगा एयरपोर्ट चाहिए. तो हिज ओपिनियन वाज कि उस मिट्टी, उस पानी, उस वेदर में उगने वाला फिग और
यूनिक फिग,
वो यूनिक फिग है, वो और कहीं नहीं होगा. आप अपना एयरपोर्ट ले जा सकते हो.
करेक्ट.
टुडे वी हैव
एयरपोर्ट कहाँ भी हो सकता है.
टुडे वी हैव 90-95% कंसेंट. 7,000 से दे हैव कम डाउन टू 4,500-5,000 एकर्स. 2,000 उन्होंने वो फिग कल्टीवेशन के लिए छोड़ा है. हाउ डू वी मेक श्योर, वी एज सिटीजन, गवर्नमेंट, एनीबडी, दैट वो जो छोड़ा है वो फिग कल्टीवेशन के लिए ही यूज होगा, एंड कोई एक मगरपट्टा सिटी, नांदेड़ सिटी या फिर इयोन SEZ ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा वहाँ पे.
So first of all, you don't allow it to become NA. Okay. You make it like a, so in your 712 extract,
like we spoke earlier, हो सकता है कि वो फार्मर नाराज हो जाए.
वो हो जाएगा.
हाँ.
नहीं तो वही बात है. But like now, if that land is a highly fertile or highly special piece of land, which can only grow a particular type of tasty fig that makes a lot of money. Okay, so the farmers trade off.
Money is one thing, but वो जो nation pride है, recognition है.
Nation pride है, पर वो pride क्यों है? Because ये fig is sought after. Demand है इसके लिए.
हाँ, it is GI-tagged. पुणे के बाद वैसे भी सिर्फ 3 GI-tag है.
हाँ, तो अगर वो डिमांड है उसके लिए, that means it's going to make you some money, right? Some amount of money. Yeah. You're not going to become kangal if you grow figs. So
good money.
So that's what I'm saying. So the thing is that is the trade-off is, and we had talked about this with the whole Gunta Mantri scene. I mean, there is two ways of going about this. If we are truly free and democratic and which we are not. As a country, we are a socialist republic. So we have a way of actually regulating how you use land and stuff like that. So on your 712, Satbara, okay, it anyway comes Bagait Zameen and stuff like that. In that add GI-tagged Zameen. That is one way
nice.
of, just protecting the land that way. Okay, so you can have something like some notation like that.
In the entire regional plan, you should have that location as GI tagged,
and then
the PLU as a purpose of land use as GI tag.
Perfect. And then the owner gets in his Satbara GI tag. And maybe that is, if you continue to, he can sell it for a higher price to somebody who wants to do GI tag, who wants to do farming. Who says that I want to grow Saswad figs and I want this exact zameen. Okay, ye mitti, ye weather, ye climate,
ye pani.
Okay, ye sardi. Okay, everything. Okay, so the thing is, you can go with that. So that is one possibility. The other possibility is you just, kind of like become heavily restrictive, and that is the worst, because the farmer is going to say that means I am just stuck with this. Okay, and that's not democratic. So you have to have some kind of, so you can say that so many % of this land has to be protected and so many % can be built on, like you have 4.4, that kind of thing. You can have some kind of rule like that. It depends on how crucial it is. It depends on how limited the land is. If the land is very little, very limited, then I think you should completely protect that land as if it's a natural wonder, local natural wonder.
No, when you got the GI tag, it is a local natural wonder.
Yeah, so then you just protect it like that. And I think my only concern is on behalf of the farmer who say needs to sell land to raise money or something like that. There has to be some kind of suvidha where they can actually sell that land. Maybe to another person who is buying it, who will continue using it as a GI tag piece of land. So there has to be some kind of mechanism that protects them that way. But otherwise, just because I want to build, so you have that. Now you can make a no development zone for that land. And you can say that, okay, this land is protected. It will only have agriculture as its use. And that can be done. But that fig has to give that kind of a profit. And hence I said, bring in agro-based industry, bring in value-added kind of services where that fig can then be made into a jam where you'll get a higher profit. So there can be mechanisms where in the original plan you bring in these various facets that improve that local industrial potential. And I'm not talking about polluting industries, I'm talking about bottling and stuff like that, where you can then export that. So you'll need a cold chain, you'll need various logistical infrastructure, and then you can just push that out.
JJRA MIDC is already agri-based.
Perfect.
MIDC.
So then that's how you can do it. And you can have SHGs. Self-help groups.
Self-help groups.
Which are normally women's groups.
Okay.
Okay, in villages.
Okay.
And so they can be taking part in this and marketing it and selling it.
Something like Lijjat Papad?
Something like Lijjat Papad.
Okay.
So there are so many things. So, and you can make a cooperative, but don't politicize the cooperative. It can be a local village cooperative and not like a Sakhar Sankul or something like that, which basically gives those local farmers and that village the opportunity to make a profit on this product, and they will anyway pay a VAT and GST or whatever. So anyway they're paying a tax, but then they can make that local profit.
So cooperative के साथ में एक और problem है, महाराष्ट्र Cooperative Act जो बना था, I think around 50s या 60s में.
Yeah.
So it is for one cooperative housing society act for everything. From Sakhar Sankul kind of cooperative to housing cooperative to everything.
Yeah.
उसको भी उन्होंने अलग करना बहुत जरूरी है.
अलग कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो see there are sections. It depends on what type of cooperative you're doing.
Okay.
So if you read the act, it has that. But then we need to evolve our rules. Like we have to adapt to changing times. So this is a question of law and maybe a legal.
I will do a podcast with somebody who is an expert on the cooperative.
Yeah, and it should be. Actually, there's one Mr. B.T. Badan who was the director of cooperatives, Maharashtra, whom you can talk to.
Okay.
But like my thing is not just cooperative. I mean, even talking about evolving our local laws to new needs is also an important question. And in the same way, like even our planning style, like I'm saying now, you can do this, you can protect that, is the same thing. It's an evolution of the law. So I think that's very important. And so that cooperative law, which you asked me that question, it can be evolved, it can be adjusted, amended.
Amended.
Right? So you can make amendments to that law so that you ensure a modicum of justice to all stakeholders, to all situations. So that can be done. So there is a possibility of keeping the law as it is and just changing certain clauses or certain parts of it. So that can be done.
So with all the noises around Purandar Airport, IT Park and everything we spoke about, सबसे बड़ा fear लोगों में क्या होना चाहिए? With you, with me, with any citizen who is talking, asking questions or listening about Purandar as a location.
Okay, this is a very loaded question.
Thank you.
I'll tell you why. There are so many offshoots of one thing happening, then there's so many things that will happen after that. So if it goes badly, like if it goes in the wrong way, first of all, we have the very broad macro level fears of overcrowding in Purandar, big ugly buildings all over the place, badly planned, areas, no trees, the farms are gone, you have barren land all over, there is kachra thrown. In many places we see this lime kind of white thing, which is, I don't know what it is. So you can imagine these like barren plots of land. So that's a big fear. That's one part. The second part is that your crime can go up, especially land grabbing. Because once that area starts becoming more and more, valuable, because now there's an airport and stuff. So then you'll have land grabbing happening. You'll have, people who have small plots of land whose land might be lost because somebody puts a case on them and stuff like that. So that's another thing. So they should be properly, before this law happens, they should be properly recorded as owners. I feel, like in our Bitcoin and everything, we use this, what's it called? To ensure...
Crypto.
So in crypto, we, what's it called here? It's to ensure that I have done this work, blockchain.
Blockchain.
So I think land ownership should be done through blockchain. And, so I think before even all of this is implemented, to ensure the landowner's rights, you should do some kind of blockchain exercise where each landowner comes, re-registers, and they are, they're confirmed owners, because there is going to be a lot of legal hassles in the future. We've seen it around Pune.
Everywhere.
Yeah, there's so many cases and stuff like that. So I think that's another danger, that there'll be a lot of strife related to land ownership, because suddenly the land value has gone up and so everybody wants a piece of that. And then the third thing is, after the development of this airport and stuff, you can't, if you have not predicted the traffic and the pollution and stuff like that,
and density.
And those densities, again, it's again that same kind of problem.
The carrying capacity of Purandar.
That carrying capacity might be affected, and the biggest, scariest thing is if you lose all that beautiful agricultural land in the name of today's profit. Okay, so that is extremely scary, that you turn Purandar into this wasteland because you suddenly wanted to build and you wanted to construct, and so there has to be a lot of care given by the authorities and by the people of Purandar to ensure that this natural beauty of Purandar, which includes the agriculture, is properly protected. See, the biggest question always with agriculture is, मैं profit कहाँ से बनाऊंगा? So that's why I'm saying agro-based industries and stuff like that, where without selling your land, you can keep making an amount. See, when you sell the land, it's a one-time profit, and then you never have land to be able to make money again. That's an important thing to keep in mind. So use the land judiciously, and then you can keep making revenue of that land. Like we mentioned before, have a financial advisor or somebody who helps you make the right investments and stuff like that. So all of these things, otherwise you will have the danger of also a lot of poverty and landlessness, where again people will go and live in jhopadpattis because they sold their land and now they don't have any money left. And
I thought you will start with Dharavi, like you did last time. But everything said and done, what you mean to say is, what I understand is that Hinjawadi 2.0 will happen.
Yeah, and the thing is the Hinjawadi 2.0, but it could be worse also, which I'm talking about. You can have jhopadpattis, People forced into job advocacy. People don't understand is a person will always, if I'm getting lakhs of rupees in one shot, I will sell my land. But then if I can't take care of those lakhs of rupees that I've gotten, then I'm in the danger of becoming homeless. Because if I'm not trained, if I'm a farmer, that's all I know. I know how to farm. Okay, so I need to be trained in other skills. Otherwise, I become a watchman. And there's nothing wrong with a watchman if they're paid well. Okay, so they need to be that what do you call it? Dignity of labor has to be given. But sadly, in our country, we don't have it so much. So that's why I'm saying that you have to be the correct managers of your own land. And the biggest danger this
is there
has,
any NGO working around financial
I have
literacy?
no clue. I have no clue.
Because we are talking about environment, this, that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
nobody,
yeah.
I don't think any NGO is working around
Chalo,
financial
shuru
literacy.
karenge.
I am with you.
Shuru karenge. Exactly. Because I think financial literacy is extremely important.
Very
Especially when farmers are selling their land and making big money.
In a location like Purandar.
Yeah, because they don't know how to manage their money. If they do, I mean, I'm glad for them, but most people
See, the thing is, I think I know how to manage my money, but sadly,
my
things are
accountant
otherwise.
doesn't think so. I think I can manage my money. My accountant tells me no.
So you're married, that is why you can say accountant.
So these are the dangers.
And what can we hope for?
For Purandar, na?
Yes.
If all of this gets implemented, the airport and,
Airport, IT park, roads, land use, preservation of agriculture, preservation of water bodies, streams, religious tourism, MIDC, everything.
no, so then that's the beauty, na? So if all of this happens, if they make a beautiful plan, a very sustainable plan, a plan that values nature, values agriculture, values the local culture, values the fact that you want to bring in modernization in a smart way, where you're balancing, your traditions and all of these things with these modern aspects, which are technological aspects, which include better roads, smarter telecommunications, where you're getting high-speed internet, where your plans are smart, where they're, ensuring that there's enough space to breathe. It's not just wanton, crazy, high FSI construction. Then I think Purandar, the land values will skyrocket. I think it will be like this utopia. It will be that's my hope. That will be a very unique place to live, work, settle in. You'll be near an international airport, so you can travel around the world. If the local villagers are not treated like a villager in the typical sense, but are encouraged to be part of this not blue collar only, but white collar workforce.
Like you said,
by
empowering
educating
them, educating them.
Yeah, so then
we can do that under Skill India.
Exactly. It becomes a completely different story. And I think it becomes a great example, like I said before, becomes a great example for the country to follow, where it can be scalable and can be replicable. And it becomes the Purandar model. So I think that is the greatest hope I have for us.
For other than hoping, what a citizen or every citizen must do, citizen participation kya hona chahiye to get this happen?
So I think first of all, there should be we should make some kind of menu card of things that can be done in Purandar. That menu card should be submitted to the citizens of Purandar, all the villages and stuff like that. But it should also be in such a way that it's not a wish.
That is a government.
It's a government thing, but it should not be a wish list. I have done a lot of wish lists for governments. I've done the plans. I've done certain plans for Dhule, Nandurbar. I've done plans in Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra. And I'm telling you, if you come up with a wish list, normally people don't know what they want. Okay, so it has to be a list by planners, lawmakers, the intelligentsia, where they know the proper protocols of planning and stuff like that. Once you provide that list, you can ask them to prioritize कि ये मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा ये चाहिए. This is more important. So once you make that, so that's where you can make citizens participate. You can understand the local needs. You need to carry out a lot of local surveys, asking them कि what are your fears, what are your local problems, and once you get those felt needs and stuff like that, you can react to them by actually baking in better policies in your overall plan, which ensure that they are safeguarded. These people, their interests are safeguarded. And I've already said training should be brought in and stuff like that. Land should be protected. And so then you have your, your protected participatory kind of a plan.
मैंने कुछ लोगों से पुरंदर के बारे में बात की एंड एवरीबडी सेड दिस इज टू अर्ली टू टॉक अबाउट पुरंदर एज अ लोकेशन रीजन उसके डेवलपमेंट के बारे में. इट इज टू अर्ली. व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन? इज इट टू अर्ली? बिकॉज ऐसा लग रहा है कि वी आर टॉकिंग अ लॉट अबाउट पुरंदर.
Is never too early. If you have now got your heart set out on Purandar and not on any other place, then it's not too early. And I have also heard people talking about Purandar, so it's not too early. We are talking about it.
Maybe people have that assumption that Salman is a real estate guy, and if he's talking about Purandar, as from real estate point of view, it is too early. But I think it is about the future of Pune as a city, Pune as a district, and Maharashtra as a state.
No. So it is about that future, and I think it's never too early in the sense, if you see, everything starts with a dream. Okay, even your reality is based on where a person imagined a particular way in which the world would be, their world would be, or their invention would be. And that's why then that invention came about, right? Otherwise, it doesn't happen. So I'm not saying you have to dream, meaning have some crazy dream, but we have seen SEZs happening. We have seen new airports being built. We have seen nice plans in certain places, right? Chandigarh is an example. Not that I'm saying we should follow Chandigarh. This is a completely different kind of a environment to plan. It's more of a regional plan. It's actually much better. It can be much better. So I feel.
You mean Purandar can be much better than
Chandigarh? Yeah, any day, because Chandigarh is already done.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Now you can use new technology, new
upgraded
learnings. You can correct the mistakes that were made in Chandigarh. You can do a lot of things. Right? So the idea is that it is never too early, especially if you're going to implement. Real estate and property is going to be an outcome of that. Right? So in fact, it's nice if you, as a person who is so closely linked to property, is talking to this, because that this is what your potential buyers, your potential end users of the property will start thinking. And if they think of this, they will ensure that those thoughts or those dreams or those aspirations go to the builders and the real estate developers, and their marketing teams will pick up on these aspirations and actually build that.
Perfect.
So I think this is actually important, that we start dreaming about a better future, a better way of living, a better way of constructing, better way of architecture, and that will translate to the actual product.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you for talking again. It was a very good talk, amazing talk. अगला टॉपिक क्या होगा मुझे पता नहीं, but whenever I have something in mind to do with you, I'll come back to you.
Let's do it.
Done.